Hey everyone, welcome back to the Dailey Blend show with me, Dailey. This is the weekly rundown for the week of April 15th, 2024. Back from the Masters, so much to talk about, from golf to sports to music to life optimization, efficiencies, and so much more. But before we do that, I want to remind you that this show is available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, and if you're a social person, and let's be clear, I am, the show is available on Instagram and X at Dailey Blend. So like us, follow us, subscribe us, hit us up, do all those things because, you want to, you need to. It's a must-have. All right, with all that said, let's jump into the show. So I had the opportunity to go down to the Masters for the first time. And for those that don't know, I spent about a third of my life now, if I look back at it, living in Atlanta and the surrounding area. So when I was down there, I always, dreamed of going. I wasn't as big of a golf fan as I am now, but still, like, everyone talks about it when you live down there, much less the rest of the world. So having the chance to go out there was a huge accomplishment or experience, however you want to think about it. And, the whole weekend was great. I flew down Thursday. I stayed at the new Nobu Hotel, which is on the backside of Phipps Plaza. So for those less familiar, Phipps and Lenox are the two malls, and they've both gone through just crazy renovations. And the fact that Nobu is sitting on the back of it, kind of tucked in, was quite nice. The hotel is fantastic. The bar needs some TLC. The service was fine, but it was just kind of like dirty and messy, if I'm being honest. The hotel was great, but you can just tell they've only been in business for 6 months. And I'm normally not a negative person. I just was a little bit surprised for sort of a luxury brand to be that far off. But regardless, Friday morning, I drove out to the Masters. It took about 2.5, 3 hours. Didn't really know what I was walking into, but, parked in some random, kid's yard, gave him $30. I'm pretty sure he made, enough money to pay off a small loan based on the number of cars I saw in his house, and then proceeded to walk through the gates. What no one really tells you about the Masters is just the massive property that Augusta National has. There are so many permanent structures within that complex. I had no idea. I thought everything would be sort of like a trailer or, kind of stuff that they wheel in for the tournament and wheel out. But, where I bought all my swag was just a huge store that is permanently there. All the bathrooms, all the concessions, those things are permanently there. The golf course itself is obviously an immaculate, in terms of the look, the feel. Everything is great in terms of, the fact that they have a few things, a domestic beer, import beer. They've got like 3 or 4 sandwiches. Everything's wrapped in green. It's a couple bucks. And obviously the golf is top notch. So, it was just a fantastic experience. We actually drove back that night. You can do it. It's not that hard, but man, you're beat when you get home. So, can't wait to go back. I've got an itch for it now. I want to go to the practice round on Wednesday where they do the par 3. And of course, the ultimate goal is trying to figure out a way to play there. In terms of what's going on with Dailey Blend. So we kicked off week number 2 of DJ Lilicay. So the first mix we did was her mix that I love the tagline. It was like it was a jazz house mix and it could get you through doing your taxes. And this is her chill deep house mix. And both are fantastic. Highly recommend you checking her out on YouTube. Follow her on Instagram and all that good stuff. In terms of the Throwback Thursdays, we didn't release anything net new, but we've got the full In Search of Sunrise Tiesto series that folks have been, just based on the analytics, folks have been loving in terms of all those mixes. I'm really curious what everyone's favorites are. I said for episode 155 of the Dailey Blend podcast, so this is the Dailey Blend show. The Dailey Blend podcast is my house mix series that's been going on for about 10 years. I was going to take all my favorite tracks from all of the In Search of Sunrise series and put together a mix, so I still plan on doing that. And then, of course, speaking of the Dailey Blend podcast, we've got episode 151 of that. I've gotten really good feedback from friends on this mix. It's definitely more chill, laid back. I'm getting a little up there in the years, so I think most of my friends are sort of in the same vein of, the big EDM sets don't really resonate with people. It's more that chill, deep house, tech house that people like, and this was much more of that like sort of chill, deep house. So if you like deep house, go check out episode 151 of the Dailey Blend podcast. It is on Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, and YouTube. It is not on Spotify, all because of licensing and things like that. In terms of what's going on with Drink with Greg and Negronis with Greg, so over the last couple of weeks, Greg and I have really been cranking up the content back on Drink with Greg. And so coming back from the Masters, I need something simple to warm myself up. So I went to my tried and true PDT cocktail book by Jim Meehan. And I was trying to find something like really simple and easy that was tasty. And I landed on the Bee's Knees from Mr. Frank Muir. So go head over to Drink of the Week over on Drink with Greg. Check it out. I'm recruiting. I am recording this episode on a Tuesday night. I got home a little early. Was it like 5:20? And typically I record this either late at night or early in the morning. And since it's Tuesday night Negronis, I'm having Negroni while we talk about the show. And so if you missed it last week, we're introducing Tuesday night Negronis, a tradition brewing with the Drink with Greg community. Tried to get that in there. And we love Negronis, obviously. It was what kicked off the whole brand. And so we checked it out, and there's no Tuesday Night Negronis hashtag, so we invented that hashtag. So every Tuesday night, Greg and I are basically going to do our own riffs on the Negronis, share some pictures to the Instagram community. We might try to do some sort of Facebook meetup or Facebook group. It's a little easier on Facebook than Instagram. But, if you're into Negronis, don't forget to hashtag us, Tuesday Night Negronis. And, of course, we're going to do some merch. In terms of, I had to take a sip of my Negroni. In terms of Book of the Week, we are continuing to focus the cocktail recipe book that takes you on a journey around the world. It's a fantastic book, spirited, just is really cool. I'm a big fan of it. And I hope you guys go check that out. And then in terms of the optimization playbook, so what I've done is I put together my daily planner, my weekly planner, and now I've got the meeting minutes planner. I'm sort of a couple days into it. I like it. I'm not 100% there, but I've iterated on it now. I think I'm on version 3. So I've got all 3, so you can head over to Dailey Blend to check those out, and those are free downloads. If you like them, great. If you don't like them, shoot me some feedback, DM me, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Love to get your feedback. Of course, we've got the Friday Top 5 newsletter. If you are subscribed to it, you'll know that I missed last week. Sorry, I was at the Masters. But we'll be kicking that back up. And the biggest sort of announcement of this week is over the last 6 months, I've been really noodling on doing something with apparel and things that I love. And obviously I went down to the Masters and I'm a big fan of golf. So what I'm going to be doing over the next 3 to 6 months is really looking to explore launching some sort of, apparel line. And so I've got aspirations down the road, but I want to start simple and I want to make it very much community oriented, data oriented, and feedback from friends in the Dailey Blend community. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send out a questionnaire to, not a questionnaire, more of a survey to all of my friends, everyone that's subscribed to the Dailey Blend newsletter. And then I'm going to put a link as well on daileyblend.com. And I want to get your information on what you like, what you don't like about certain golf brands, apparel pieces, things like that. What moves you, what excites you. And so we're going to be sort of using Dailey Blend as the incubator for this, and we're going to be working through like naming, branding, guiding principles. I guess it wouldn't be guiding principles, it would more be a charter, but like all the things that are involved with starting business. And of course, I've been working sort of in the background with contacts of mine that are in the apparel space, sourcing stuff domestically, as well as overseas, design, aesthetics, etc. So be on the look for that. I'm pretty excited about it. And that wraps it up for this week's weekly rundown. Excited about sort of launching this golf project and getting all y'all's feedback. As a reminder, we're on Instagram, we're on X. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and YouTube. And of course, go ahead over to dailyblend.com and sign up for our Friday Top 5 newsletter. It's going to be the best thing you get in your inbox every Friday. With that said, enjoy your week. Happy Tuesday night Negronis to everyone. And I can't wait for all the pictures to start flowing in on the Drink with Greg and Negronis with Greg Instagram. Thanks again for tuning in. Catch you on the next episode of the Daily Blend Show.